Hey, how's it going? Welcome to another video. So today we're going to be going over Google Ads match types. Now, over the past year, Google Ads match types have changed a ton. So we're going to go into what match types are, go over the few different match types that exist in Google Ads, go over some of the changes that have happened, and then also I'm going to show you a live example of a campaign just so I can kind of show you the differences between some of the match types that I use on my campaigns. Before we jump into that content though, if you're new here, my name is Chris. On this channel, I talk about a wide range of Google Ads topics, mainly for local businesses and local lead generation. So if you want to see more videos like that, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. And if you are the owner of a local service business, there's a link in the description below to apply for a consultation if you want somebody to actually set up, manage, and optimize a campaign for you. So without wasting any more time, let's just jump into the content. So the first thing we need to cover is what exactly is a keyword match type. Now, a keyword match type is essentially a modifier that you're going to put on your keywords in your campaign that's going to allow you to control how wide of a range Google shows your ads for. So the different search terms it shows your ads for, and the different match types are going to allow you to narrow down or broaden out the different things that you're going to want your ads showing for. So the three main match types are broad match right here. So it would just be the keyword itself with no actual modifiers on it here. It's just the keyword. And then the second one you have is phrase match. It has these little quotes on the side. And then the third one is exact match. And all of these are going to behave differently in your campaign. And we'll go over why that is and the kind of things you can expect from the different match types. So if you ever advertised on Google Ads in the past, you might remember what match types used to mean. And I figure it might be helpful to kind of go over this, especially if you haven't advertised on Google in a while, or if you're just kind of learning and you're trying to figure out why these things are called what they're called. Essentially, match types used to be much more literal. So a broad match type with no modifiers, kind of like the name would suggest, it would show for a broad range of searches that were loosely related to that keyword. So if you were bidding on a keyword like roofers near me or something like that, and it was broad match, your ads could show for roofers near me. It could show for buy roofing shingles. It could show up for roofing manufacturing companies. It could show up for so many different things. It could show up for Home Depot. Broad match, as the name suggests, used to mean that it was very broad, and today it still means that it's very broad. So not much has changed there. Phrase match, on the other hand, would only show for search terms that had that specific phrase in it. So if you were bidding on the phrase car detailing, for example, that search term would have to have that phrase car detailing in the search term for your ad to actually show for it. Nowadays, that's not really the case. Now, exact match would only show your ad for that exact keyword. So if there was any variation in it, it would not show your ads for that keyword. So over the year, especially this past year, a lot of things have changed and it's no longer this literal. So over the past about year, maybe 2 years, Google has really been loosening up those match types. And what they mean now is match types are essentially more of a thematic suggestion for Google more than they are specifically bidding on that one keyword in and of itself. And I think really the biggest part of that is a lot of search behavior has changed a ton over the past, 3, 4, 5 years. There's a lot more people doing voice searches, all that kind of stuff. So on Google's end, they're trying to automate some things, kind of simplify the number of keywords that are in your account. I understand that to a certain extent. It can be a little bit annoying, but really, you kind of have to shift your understanding of what those match types mean. And again, it's really more of how tightly themed your ads are. And I'm going to jump into an article from Google in just a second, kind of walking through them, and also jump into a live account and show you what some of that looks like in actual practice. So again, broad, like I said, it's still very broad. On my end, I tend to not have any broad match keywords in my campaigns at all. Phrase match, on the other hand, is a little bit more controlled, but you're still going to need to have a lot of negative keywords with phrase match. Phrase match has honestly kind of just become like broad match used to be, where it's just sort of showing your ads for a lot of different stuff. And you kind of need to be careful with phrase match and really keep an eye on your search terms. Exact match are still some of the best. They're also going to be some of the most expensive keywords to bid on, because they are the most tightly themed and they're going to be the closest to that actual keyword that you're bidding on. And that's why everyone wants to bid on them, because they are the most tightly themed, they're closest to that keyword, and they're going to be the most relevant for your campaign. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to jump over to an article from Google, show you a couple more examples, show you some of their actual explanations for all of this. And then after that, we'll jump over into a live campaign. So this is actually an article directly from Google. I like to reference this for match types because they give a nice little graphic here that kind of more visually explains what I was just sort of talking about before. You've got broad match, phrase match, and exact match right here. And in this particular example, they have the keyword furniture store. And this is pretty much what they suggest that particular keyword could show up for using different match types. Now you can see right off the bat with broad match what I was talking about. And this is why personally, I almost never use broad match. You can use broad match, they can work, but you need a lot of negative keywords. I released a video yesterday going over negative keywords, how to build a negative keyword list, but you need a lot of negative keywords to make broad match work. Because if you look at this furniture store, if it's set as broad match, could show up for something as completely sort of unrelated as just home decor, cream colored leather sectional, which sure, maybe your furniture store might have that in stock, but if somebody goes to Google and they just search home decor, they're not looking for what you offer. If somebody goes and they look for a specific piece of furniture and you are a furniture store and you're trying to advertise yourself locally, it's not going to really work. That person could just be looking for images. They could be looking for, maybe they want to order one online, something like that. So broad match, I tend to avoid it because you can see if you want somebody looking for furniture store near me, something like that, you don't want to be showing up for this kind of stuff because so much of Google Ads, especially local lead gen, is all about relevance. And it's not just local lead gen. It's really any Google Ads campaign. It's all about relevance. If you want to advertise whatever your service is, you need to make sure you're showing up for searches pertaining to that service. Now, moving further down the line to phrase match, you can see that furniture store keyword could show up for cheap furniture stores, could show up for living room furniture deals. What store is the best place to find a bedroom dresser? So a little bit more tightly themed. It's kind of getting more towards, people looking to purchase furniture. Still looking for furniture stores. That said, like I was talking about before, phrase match is still pretty broad nowadays. If I'm running phrase match, I'm always going to have negative keywords. So again, going back to that video that I posted yesterday, building that negative keyword list is so important because phrase match will kind of get you a wider range of search terms and traffic, and it will get you more traffic. But again, you need to kind of rein it in with negative keywords because phrase match is still a little bit broad. Now, moving on down to exact match, furniture store exact match could show up obviously for furniture store, could also show up for home furnishing shop. And obviously these examples are not the only things that could show up for. It could show up for a wide range of things, but you can see how much more tightly themed exact match is. Now, the biggest challenge, I guess, with exact match is everybody wants to bid on exact match because it's the most tightly themed. But because of that, exact match is also the most expensive keyword. So you can usually get a little bit cheaper cost per click if you go phrase. But again, you're kind of trading off the tightness of the search terms that you're showing up for versus the cost. So it's something that you're going to have to put in your campaign, test it, make sure you have those negative keywords. And yeah, so that's kind of the overview from Google's side. What I'm going to do, I'm going to hop into a live campaign and I'll kind of compare some phrase versus exact match keywords so you can actually see the types of stuff that those different match types show up for on a campaign. All right, so I'm in a live account right now. And what I did is I actually pulled the last 120 days worth of data on this particular account. And I'm pulling it for a few different keywords. I'm just going to tab through some different keywords and kind of show you the match types and the kind of stuff that your ads can end up showing up for. And yeah, let's just kind of jump right into it. So this first one is exact match car detailing near me. And you can see a majority of the traffic for this one, 80 clicks, over 80 of the 85 clicks actually came specifically for car detailing near me. It's usually not that clean. I do have a couple other examples, but 80 clicks for car detailing near me. But you can see there were a lot of other, mainly impressions that we're going to see, but there were a handful of other clicks for other types of searches. But you can see all the different variations of things that we showed up for as well. So obviously the number one thing was car detailing near me. We also showed up for interior car detailing near me, car cleaners near me, car detail shop near me. And you can see it's not necessarily just going to show your ad for this particular keyword. If it is, again, going back to kind of tight thematic themes, keyword match types and keywords are really just about what themes are you giving to Google to show your ads for. It's really, really hard to just have your ads only show for that specific keyword nowadays. So you can see that keyword exact match is also showing for car detailer near me, car detailing close to me. But the whole idea here is that that exact match type is tightening down that theme. So pretty much the intent behind a lot of these searches is pretty much all the same. It's somebody looking to detail their car in their local area. So the next example I have here is exact match mobile detailing near me. You can see it's a little bit more of a distribution here. So 21 of the clicks came from the exact mobile detailing near me keyword, but you also have it showing up for auto detailing near me, auto detail near me, mobile car details near me. And again, I'm not going to go through this entire list, but you can see it is still pretty tightly themed around that particular exact match keyword. And again, it can vary. So it's tough to get that exact search term for that one keyword, because you're going to see nowadays there's going to be a lot of kind of crossover between keywords. One keyword might show up for one keyword, and then one search term might show up for another keyword, and it's tough to keep it super organized. But as long as the intent behind that search term is what you want it to be, and it lines up with the ad and it lines up with the landing page, you should be good to go. One last one I have is a little bit more of a broad keyword, but it is phrase match. So it's just phrase match car detailing. Now, historically on this campaign, this keyword has performed really well. This is just a search term. I don't know the exact metrics on this, but from the search terms report, 28% conversion rate, $12 cost per conversion, which is really solid in detailing. But you can see this is kind of a combination of the phrase match, but also it's a little bit more, I guess you could say broad, because it's just phrase match car detailing. If it was something like car detailing near me phrase match, it might be a little bit more specific, but you can see there is a much wider range of different things that the ads have shown up for over the past 120 days. So car detailing, obviously, it has shown up for that. Car cleaning near me, interior car cleaning, car detail shop, car cleaning services near me, car seat shampoo service. Again, you can go down the list and you can see it's still dealing with car detailing, but your ads kind of start showing for a lot of different stuff. It starts showing for interior, exterior, car seat cleaning, all this kind of different stuff. And this is, again, why negative keyword lists are super important, especially if you're running phrase match, and especially if you're running phrase match keywords like this that are a little bit more broad in a way. It's not specifically like car detailing in this location. It's just phrase match car detailing. It can kind of start showing up for a lot of different stuff. So the biggest thing, again, is make sure you have those negative keyword lists set up. And yeah, so this is, I guess, in summary, kind of a high level view of how match types work nowadays. They're very different from where they used to be. It's a lot tougher to really, really hone in on specifically what you want to show up for. You can layer in like ad group level negatives, all that kind of stuff, and that can help kind of trim things down a bit. But ultimately, what I suggest is really stick to exact and phrase match only. Don't use broad match. For some of my campaigns, have been starting only exact match. And then if I need more traffic, I'll start bringing in more phrase match keywords, just because early on, I want to try to keep that traffic as tightly themed as possible. In some cases, the market's a little bit too small and I can't do that. So I have to have those phrase match keywords. So it's really kind of just a judgment call. But really what it comes down to with match types nowadays is that all it really means is how broad are you willing to let Google go. Broad match is going to be the broadest, exact match is going to be the most exact, and then phrase match is going to be somewhere in the middle. So that's really what it boils down to. And that's pretty much everything I think I could say about match types. So if you found this video helpful, I would really appreciate it if you did drop a like on the video. If you want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe. And again, if you do own some kind of local service business and you're looking for somebody to set up a campaign, manage it, and optimize it, you can apply for a consultation in the description below. And again, I hope you found this video helpful. If there's anything else you want to see, make sure you drop it in the comments below. And I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks.